And there was so many things I was not aware of, like Melanzani, Paradeiser, and some specific dishes that we actually don't know in Germany, or at least not to my knowledge. And they asked me to translate. And I said, I have no idea what this is. I don't know. I need to check. Like, how is that possible? Like, I thought it's the same language.
Welcome to One Day in Vienna. Our guest today, Lina Pohl.
Name Lina Pohl. Geburtsland Deutschland. Ankunft in Wien 2022. Familienstand alleinstehend. Beruf wissenschaftliche Mitarbeiterin beim Europäischen Institut für Weltraumpolitik.
I'm your host, Lauren Löw, and welcome to this podcast where we're going to be uncovering those memorable anecdotes about this magical city that, let's face it, we all love and hate in moments. The expats featured on this show will be enlightening us as to how they navigated becoming a local in Vienna, often with a splattering of hilarious culture clashes to boot. So today I'm here for One Day in Vienna with Lina Pohl, who works at the German Aerospace Center. And we're here at Belvedere, the beautiful Belvedere. Oh my goodness, in the twilight hour now. So it looks absolutely stunning. Hi, Lina.
Hi, Lauren. Thanks for having me.
Super lovely to have you. We've been asking actually all of the guests what brought them to Vienna. So could you tell us why you decided to move to Vienna?
So, I was working for the German Aerospace Center in Cologne. And then we had a position for secondment at the European Space Policy Institute. So during Corona time in 2021, I got the position. But it was not possible to second me because of the Corona situation in Austria and Germany. So I first worked for ESPI remotely from Cologne with business travel from time to time. And since June 2022, I'm seconded and I finally moved to Vienna.
And we're actually here at the beautiful Belvedere, which is also one of my favorite spots in Vienna. So I'm very glad we're here. And I wanted to ask you, why have you brought us to Belvedere? Why is it special for your One Day in Vienna?
Yeah, it's special because for my first business travel and also the following ones, I was located in the hotel NH Hotel Belvedere, very close to here, this area, which is very close to my work at Schwarzenbergplatz. So I was in this hotel and I always pass the street from the hotel to the Schwarzenbergplatz. And on the way, I always noticed the entrance of Belvedere. But I was not really aware that Belvedere is in the middle of the city here, like a palace. It's super unusual in my view, and I was not familiar with that from Cologne.
Das Schloss Belvedere wurde im 18. Jahrhundert von dem bekannten Architekten Johann Lucas von Hildebrandt gebaut. Das Schloss liegt im Herzen Wiens und besteht aus 2 Teilen, dem oberen Belvedere und dem unteren Belvedere, die durch einen prächtigen Garten dazwischen verbunden sind. Im Belvedere kann man viele wichtige Kunstwerke aus Österreich sehen. Zum Beispiel das weltberühmte Gemälde Der Kuss von Gustav Klimt. Jedes Jahr kommen viele Menschen aus der ganzen Welt, um das weltberühmte Schloss, den alten Garten und die fantastische Kunstsammlung zu genießen.
So I always passed the entrance without being aware that the Belvedere is here and that the entrance leads to the park here. And then once we were going for lunch with my colleagues here to Belvedere. It was a sunny day. And then I just noticed, okay, there's the entrance. Here's the palace. It's super nice. I really enjoyed it. It was a really nice summer day. It was sunny. There were all these flowers, the water fountain. Like my first visit here was really a lovely moment. I'm falling in love with Vienna, really. And from then on, it was more a tradition for every business travel that my day started with a walk here in this park.
Aww.
So from the way to hotel, I stopped and I was trying to find the right entrance because there are apparently 3 for the lower Belvedere. And I couldn't remember which one to take. But I found out. So I had these daily morning walks here in the park, and it was a lovely experience for me. And I thought, okay, I need to move to Vienna. It must happen once the Corona situation is over. I need to be seconded here and work here in Vienna. Yeah, that's basically.
And I have to second you on that one. It's like being in a fairy tale actually today as well. And you also mentioned to us that before you, or once you decided you were going to move, you have a second story which is linked to this lovely building. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's super funny. Actually, it was my birthday. It's in April, 1st of April, by the way. And it was before I had my first business travel, so April 2021. And a friend, Tansu, she had a present for me. She was at this time in Bulgaria and she sent it to me. So I couldn't ask her what it is, but I opened the present and it was a cup with a kiss, a woman in a kiss. And I was like, okay, what is that? Like, it's nice, but what's the meaning of that? I didn't know. I couldn't recognize it. And I have to commit, I'm not into arts, to be honest. Yeah. So, okay, I had this cup, thanks, great. And then at some point, I forgot about the cup. I used it for my coffee, but I was not putting much attention to the picture. I was not trying to find out what it is. I was not questioning it anymore. And then, I went here to Belvedere, and I actually had this moment where I saw exactly this picture by Gustav Klimt here in the gallery. This was really a moment like, wow, okay. There was a connection so much earlier. And this was really the moment I recognized, okay, this is actually the picture. And yeah, I'm happy my friend was really into arts and she understood the connection much. I mean, it took me, I think, 1 year to understand that because I'm really not into arts and I didn't have the chance to go to the gallery before, really taking the time for that. And yeah, there was an interesting connection, an interesting parallel to Belvedere.
So Belvedere's really your place then. It's really the reason that dragged you to Vienna and you had many, many things dragging you.
Yeah, exactly. I really love it. And it was really like one of the first really biggest sightseeing monuments that I saw here. And it's really, for me, it's really shows the architecture that I love so much here in Vienna.
I also love it. I'm here nearly every day with my kids and I just think whatever the weather, it's just so beautiful. It's stunning. Do you have any other favorite places in this city now that you've been here for a while?
Yeah, I love many places here. I love to see the Hofburg. I love to see the Volksgarten. I love to be in the area of the Museumsmeile and Rathaus. I like all these places. They are very beautiful. Stephansplatz, the center. Yeah, there are many places. Also the Palace Schönbrunn. It's also a very nice place. A bit outside, but it's...
And do you think Belvedere is more beautiful than Schönbrunn?
In my view, it was more impressive, I have to say. Yeah, but I like both. I like palaces in general. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, I mean, you're German, so obviously you had a really good base in German before you moved here. But we've heard, and I can second this, that sometimes even as a German, because of Austrian German being so different, that you sometimes have some kind of culture clashes or moments where you don't understand something. Have you had any of those?
Oh, a lot. More than I would have expected before, to be honest.
Tell us about it.
It started in a supermarket. I mean, it started already before they asked me if I want to have a Sackerl, which I didn't get. I was like, I want to have what? Like, I have everything. I'm fine. Yeah. Okay, it's Sackerl. Interesting. But even before that, I was looking for cream and I found Schlag. And instead of tomatoes, I was seeing something similar called Paradiser. So yeah, I would say like most of the differences in terms of language are related to food. And that was really interesting for me and I learned a lot I wouldn't have expected.
And when you go to a restaurant, for example...
Yeah, there was one funny experience where it was one of the first times when I went with my colleagues for lunch to a restaurant. And my colleagues are from Italy, from France, Spain, so from all over Europe, but not from Austria or from Germany. So, I mean, of course, they asked me, because we had just the German menu, they asked me to translate the menu for them. And there was so many things I was not aware, like Melanzani, the Paradiser, and some specific dishes that we actually don't know in Germany, or at least not to my knowledge. And they asked me to translate. And I said, I have no idea what this is. I don't know. I need to check. Like, it's really...
It's not the same
And
language.
they were completely confused. Like, how is that possible? Like, I thought it's the same language. how can it be so difficult that you cannot explain these dishes to us, right? So yeah, there was definitely for me a lot of learning in terms of food here in Austria.
And are you here to stay? Is Vienna somewhere you'd like to have as your home base forever?
Yeah, so I have to say, since I moved here, I feel very comfortable. I like the city. I like that everything is quite structured, organized, and clean. The city is super clean. And also I appreciate a lot like that the public transport works so smoothly here. Like I was always planning, I was used to Deutsche Bahn in Germany to start my trip a bit earlier to arrive on time. And here it happened that I went like 30 minutes earlier and I was 30 minutes earlier for the meeting point because I was considering the German transport, public transport. So that's much better here.
Everything just works super smoothly, I have to be honest. It's so rare. It's so rare that things are a few minutes late. So we're really, really lucky with that.
Exactly. So not only for this reason, also because it's really beautiful. I like the people here. I like my work. I like everything here. Belvedere, all the culture here around. It's really a city of arts and culture and music, and that's really inspiring. Like there are so many things to do on the weekends, to see museums or galleries, and that's really nice. So yeah, I can imagine staying here. For me, it's not being abroad, but it's food-wise, yes, it is. But I can really imagine staying here, and I really enjoy living in Vienna.
We've been asking our guests throughout this podcast not only their favorite words, but words which they enjoy saying. Is there a particular Austrian word which you really enjoy saying or you don't like, or a special word for you?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the meaning of the word Schlagobers or Obers.
Schlagobers ist ein Begriff aus der österreichischen Küchensprache und bezeichnet geschlagene Sahne, die oft zur Verfeinerung von Süßspeisen wie Torten, Kuchen oder Eiscreme verwendet wird. Das Wort setzt sich aus den beiden Bestandteilen Schlag, das haptische Schlagen der Sahne, und Obers, eine regionale Bezeichnung für Sahne, zusammen. Das Schlagen der Sahne verleiht dem Schlagobers eine luftige Konsistenz und eine leicht süße Note, die vielen Desserts eine besonders cremige Textur verleiht.
It's really a word that I ask also my Austrian friends, and they were not able to explain. Or another one, leiwande, which was cool. That was really for me. I've heard it in so many contexts and sentences. I was like, everything was clear, but just this word was very confusing for me. But okay, disregard. And at some point I was asking, what did you say? Leiwand? Leinwand? Because what are you talking about? Like, but this is, I got used to it. Now that I know what Leiwand means, I think it's super funny. And it's I'm trying to adapt here.
But what does Leiwand mean for all of our non-German speaking listeners?
It means cool. Cool. Yeah. I guess there are also some other options to translate, but basically cool. If you like something, you say leiwand.
Well, Lina, thank you for being so leiwand in this very cold, very rainy evening here outside the beautiful Belvedere. Thank you for being a wonderful guest.
Thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure.
You love Vienna too and want to learn German? Innis Vienna will get you there. Vienna's best language school offers a variety of courses and trainings at different levels, at different times, and at different intensities. All information about Innis Vienna and today's guests can be found in the show notes. And there we also explain all other German words, terms, and Viennese areas from this episode. Thanks for listening. Auf Wiederhören.